Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 25 of the
Whoa.
Weird Turn Pro. Yeah, 25.
Wow.
Milestone. I'm Mo Strummel in Nashville.
And I'm Jason Winfield. I'm in Lamont, Pennsylvania. And this week we have with us from where?
New York City.
New York City.
By way of White Plains.
White Plains, New York, Mickey Zetts. I'm really looking forward to tonight. This is somebody when Mo and I first brought up this whole idea, this was one of the people that I knew we had to get on the show. So I'm really looking forward to this. I cannot tell you. So what we like to do is just to get right to it, Mickey.
Okay.
So let's hear what you got. You want to tell us something about it or tell us afterwards?
Oh, gosh. I recently put this out. It's called Agatha, and I'm just going to play it for you.
Awesome.
He's Aggie's clown all over town. Yeah, Archibald is gone hang. 11 days, been lost in space, and all alone he danced with you. If ever a moment was right, creeping like a fear of untimely death. If ever a moment was right, vanished in a flash for a scandal spread. I bet if ever a moment was right, hanging by a thread upon every word she said. Agatha, where are ya? If she did it to him, she will do it to you. Yeah, we have all been played the fool. The faithful pray and check the page as Aggie's all over the news. If ever a moment was right, creeping like a fear of untimely death. If ever a moment was right, vanished in a flash for a scandal spread. I bet if ever a moment was right, hanging by a thread upon every word she said. 11 days, the manhunt raged, and all alone she danced with you. She danced with you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love the way you put words together.
Thank you.
Danced the fugue.
Dance the
That's
Fugue.
good.
Dance
Yeah.
the Fugue.
Danced the fugue.
The song was inspired by Agatha Christie,
Right.
and the 11 days she went missing.
Okay.
And that's when they found her. They said that she was in a fugue state. So it's,
Okay.
Dance the
Right.
Fugue.
Right. Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. Deep.
I didn't know you could say the fugue state. That's I'm gonna use that in conversation later.
That's great. I mean, these are the reasons why I'm like, oh yeah, I think Mickey might be good for this because
Yeah.
I really like the fact that Mo is extremely literary and you actually use some serious literary topics in your work most of the time. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
I mean that's
Awesome.
and you can create this fun environment out of something like Agatha Christie went missing for 11 days. That is something.
I heard that story and I thought, well, that's a pop song,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
But you have to hear that song. That story should actually make that connection. So that is something really cool.
Very cool. Hey, listen, I want to tease a little bit here because later on in the show, we're actually going to get to Mickey has released a new song and a new video today on YouTube, but we've got it here in the studio and we're going to play it later for everybody. So stick around. It's really kind of cool. I also want to acknowledge that we have a new sponsor for the show today. Belcourt Taps here in Nashville is giving a gift certificate to our performers so that when they're here in Nashville, they can eat. But also, here's the cool part. They're telling us we can give one away to a viewer. So we're going to play a little game for that today.
Right.
Thanks to Rose at Belcourt Taps for this. But what we'd like you to do is the first person who posts in the Facebook chat the address, the number, and the street of Belcourt Taps here in Nashville will win the $25 gift certificate. And then I'll track you down after the show, and we'll get it to you digitally. So we're looking forward to that. So
that is cool.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
Thank you, Rose. That is amazing. That is.
Thank
really
you, Rose.
Cool. So as we've done a little business,
Yes.
we're about the music here. So what else do you have for us? At this point?
Well, have you guys had a lot of people talk about like their pandemic songs? Because I'm sure there's been a lot of that, right?
Yes, we
We
have.
have had a few, yeah.
Right.
And some of them seem to be accidental, but some of them are they go into it with the thought.
I actually stopped writing songs seriously about 2 years ago because I had kids, and so I just didn't have the time to do it anymore. But during the pandemic, I was just in my shower chilling, and I was thinking about how sad it is for people out there that like got separated from loves and stuff like that during it. And so I came up with something it's my pandemic song, but it's not really about that. It can be about anything, it could be about, anytime you're just stuck in a blackout or something like that. It's called The Candlelight. Hey, old friend, well, how you been? Been a while, I guess, since we checked in. Been so stuck inside my head. Yeah, I know we're getting old, so the candlelight reminds my memory. We didn't fight, we let it go. Clearly not true. This was meant to be. I say tonight, we make it right. I mean it, just like the night when we were young, didn't see it through. This was meant to be. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Once upon some sour time, I was yours, I suppose you were mine. No regrets, but I'm supposed to fail. But I'm lying if I'm real, so the candlelight ignite my memory. We didn't fight, we let it go. Clearly not true. This was meant to be. I say tonight, we make it right. I mean it, just like the night when we were young, didn't see it through. This was meant to be. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. But that song has some serious qualities of what Mickey's songs sound. You've got a style that you gravitate to, where your pulse comes from, and that reminds me of some of the things that I remember you playing eons ago.
Yeah.
When you're composing, this we talk about the fact that Mo and I both have a theater background.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I I know Mo from when I was a grad student, and I know Mickey from long before that. And and the strumming pattern that you have there reminds me of some of the stuff you were creating for 12th Night when we did it in 1995, 96, something like that.
I want to say that was 1993 or 4.
Okay. Well, okay.
Because Apathy was 95.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Apathy. There's a great little part of Apathy here, and a little bit of history here that I have to share because I was a member of the cast and Mickey's performance of or production of Apathy. I think it was the second version of Apathy when we were
1997. The 97.
Yeah. Well, this was the introduction to me, and you want to give us that, Mo, because I stole this off of your Facebook site.
Thank you. This photograph doesn't get enough airtime, so I'm glad you're bringing it up.
Yeah. Well, I think we have plenty of Facebook friends from this picture that I hope are enjoying this at the moment. But there's Mickey dead center, basically narrating us through a perfect Gen X musical. And if you'll look over there to the end of the screen over there, there's a much slimmer me and my beautiful wife, of which this is where we actually first spoke to each other and got to know each other. And I can never do enough to help you with whatever you need to do because my life has changed from that moment on. And it was just a great introduction to my life. And you changed everything that could possibly be for me because of that introduction.
Wow, that's huge.
Wow.
But I know that Apathy did some things for you too. Now, what all happened with Apathy? Because I know it had a life after I was part of it.
Well, Apathy, in 2005, I brought it to New York, and it was in part of the Midtown International Theater Festival. And it got a lot of attention, mostly I think because it started with A, and it was at the top of all the lists of plays coming out. So all the critics had something to say about that because they were lazy. Apathy, the Gen X musical. But no, it did pretty well. And from there, we had some producers that picked it up, and we were going for the Broadway thing. But sometimes these things just die on the vine. I mean, I know culturally speaking, in 2020, I don't know if Apathy would play with a young, politically correct audience. I think they might have some issues with some of the parts in that show.
But I think what you're discounting is the buying power of the apathetic, and those of us in the Gen X who've actually held down a job for more than 6 months from the period of 1995 until now. So I think there's some retro action there, and our children, the children of the Gen Xers, will be loving pointing at that, going, "But you were like that."
That's true. That's true. The funny part is like that from that show is the song that I'm probably the most famous for, because back in the 90s, I was in the top 20 of MP3.com, and I didn't even know about it. I wasn't even online yet at that point. And I found out because I got a tote bag in the mail that said MP3.com and congratulations, you're in the top 20. And I'm like, great, what's that? But like I've had people that I've met from like Kansas City be like, oh, that life to me is the party between the thighs of a Mademoiselle song. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's a good segue, right?
That is a good segue.
You might as well do that one. I don't need my cheat sheet for this one. Okay. Called the Modern Irish Drinking Song. Sing along if you know it. If asked about the meaning of life, my answer has always been procreation. That's it, furthering your kin. For look at all the animals and really what they do. Do you think that animals are lower things than you? So now that we have cleared this up, we're on to lighter news. Have you read Quite Soon We're Dead, the game of life we lose? But before we glimpse the very end, which is our final sight, if we're gonna die, let's do it right. So give me all the substances my mother told me were wrong. Take me to the places where I really don't belong, and whisk me down the simple path they say will lead to hell.
Life to me is a party between the thighs of a mademoiselle. The future is an uncertain thing, you often lose your way. Once you think you're back on track, the dog has lost his day. However, there's a destiny we clearly can't deny. Regardless of what we do or say, eventually we die. For generations and generations we ruled the planet Earth and used all its materials for profit and for mirth. But that's okay, the dinosaurs had done it all before. And it doesn't take a genius to see the dinosaurs are no more. So give me all the substances my mother told me were wrong. Take me to the places where I really don't belong, and whisk me down the simple path they say will lead to hell. Life to me is a party between the thighs of a mademoiselle. Dance break. Hey, ooh, let's get a drink. The future is an uncertain thing, I know I said it again. But why worry away your life when eventually it ends? So live it up and don't be hurt by those who call you a waste. But when they find them cold and stiff, will a smile be on their face? So give me all the substances my mother told me were wrong. Take me to the places where I really don't belong, and whisk me down the simple path they say will lead to hell. Life to me is a party between the thighs of a mademoiselle. Life to me is a party between the thighs of a mademoiselle.
Hey, set him up.
That's great. That is. No wonder you got that tote bag, dude.
I still have it somewhere.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Hey, I want to remind everybody that we do have a new sponsor, and we are in the middle of a contest right now. So if you post on Facebook the street address, the number and the street of Belcourt Taps, you can win a gift certificate to Belcourt Taps here in Nashville. Maybe you're not here, but you're going to come here someday. So everybody comes to Nashville eventually. So we hope that you'll do that. That was pretty cool. I mean, to me, that was
my introduction to Mickey. So
sorry.
and you still hung around. So that's how good a song it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was.
I don't really write songs like that anymore. That's very me 25 years ago.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Nice.
Hey, we've got Walter asks if you remember how this song goes, and he'd definitely love to hear best. But that's just thrown out there. I'm just throwing that out there because he made a comment about it. So
wow, yeah. Well, actually, I think I know who that is, and I played this song at his wedding. So if you'd like to hear it, I'd have no problem playing it for Walter if you'd like to.
Let's point out that we also have a new music out as Red Dirt Poets, and this came out last week. So if you have a chance, go and give it a listen. It's on any digital platform, and there's a video on YouTube for us also. And later in the show, we are going to show the video from Mickey's new song, "The Flames." So we're looking forward to that. This is one of our first sort of world premiere things that we're doing. So this will be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's cool work. I mean, awesome.
Why don't we have Mickey do another song, and then we'll play the game, and then we'll hear from you later too. I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't I do that song for Walter since he's like one friend?
Okay, that's awesome.
After watching the show.
Give them what they want.
I can't leave well enough alone. That's why I do my confessing on the phone. Late at night when we speak, I let them all know just how weak I am. But I'm told the truth will set you free. I read it somewhere in psychology, when they'd say, find the thing you do best and just do more of it. But what if the thing that you do best just isn't smart? Find the thing you do best and just do more of it. What if the thing that you do best is breaking hearts? I can't leave well enough alone. Oh my Lord, you didn't need to know. Something inside would never subside. Guiltily I could not live a lie. But I'm told the truth will set you free. I read it somewhere in psychology, when they'd say, find the thing you do best and just do more of it. But what if the thing that you do best just isn't smart? Find the thing you do best and just do more of it. But what if the thing that you do best is breaking hearts? Oh no, they told me so. Oh Lord, I'm to blame, 'cause I can't leave well enough alone. Gotcha.
That is a great song.
Thank you. Thank you. Got you there with that ending.
That is a great
tricky
song.
ending.
You did. I'm not nearly as good as my wife. She would have caught it. Plus, I was kind of listening,
Yeah.
and I just kind of got lost. A lot of love out there for that song. We got people commenting now, so that was probably a good choice for you to do that song.
They like that song. It's available on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. Just look up Mickey Zetts and the song "Best," and you're going to find it. It's right out there.
Yeah.
Cool.
People, hopefully people are, we have your, all they have to do on YouTube really is go and look up Mickey Zetts like I did, and they'll find you on there. So it's definitely something you should check out. And there's some pretty cool stuff on there. So
Most definitely.
yeah. Jason, I think it's time for My Hometown.
Oh, okay. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, and then we're going to go to you, just so you know. So, Mickey, we like to play a game called My Hometown with all of our guests.
Okay.
You listed your hometown as Fort Lauderdale. I know you have not been there for a long time, lived there for a long time. But so I made all of your questions today multiple choice because I'm going to take it easy on you today. Lots of times I'm mean, but today I'm going to be nice.
You could have been mean to Mickey about Fort Lauderdale.
Anyway, you are actually playing for a prize today, and this is the prize. This is our Stay Weird Turn Pro Mason jar mug. So it's
That's so groovy. I need a new chalice. That's a great looking chalice.
And it comes with a lid and a straw. So if you're outside, on the patio and the birds are flying overhead, you can keep the lid on it. So that's always helpful. Or if you live in my backyard, you kind of have to do that. So,
or if you like drinking your margarita out of a straw.
Yes, that works too. So we're going to ask you 3 questions. You have to get 2 out of 3 to win the mug. Jason will keep score. He's learned how to count to 3 at this point, so he can do it. Sorry.
Remember, no, Mickey's known me long enough to know that was a difficulty.
Are we allowed to make rude gestures on this show, or just for the kids still?
We don't actually put any parental warnings on the show, but
Okay.
but the show has been known to slip into sort of dark regions, so we just have to be careful. So we're going to ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
So we're going to ask you 3 questions about Fort Lauderdale, and we'll see how you do. So the very first question is the arrival of the Spanish to Fort Lauderdale in the 16th century. Remember that? Was terrible for the Tequesta Indians who lived there for 2,000 years. What was the reason? Was it A, the Spanish massacred them? Was it B, the Spanish brought disease that decimated the Tequesta population? Or was it C, that they just decided to leave?
I think it was disease.
That is correct.
Oh,
that is correct. They did bring particularly smallpox, and they had never been exposed to a lot of those diseases, so they did, of course, get pretty. They were almost wiped out by that. Jason, what's his score? He's got 1. Okay, so you got to get at least 1 more out of the next 2 to win the lovely prize.
Yes.
so
Mason jar with training wheels.
So the first fort in Fort Lauderdale was a stockade built in 1838. 1838. It was the site of fighting during the Seminole Wars, the Civil War, or the First World War.
Can I have the question again real quick?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The first fort in Fort Lauderdale was a stockade built in 1838. It was the site of fighting during the Seminole Wars, the Civil War, or the First World War.
1838. That would have to make it the Seminole Wars, I guess.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. How's he doing, Jason? He's got 2.
Oh.
So you've already won the mug, but now we're going to see if you can enter the elite group that has gotten 3 correct. There are only 4 people that have gotten all 3 correct.
Wow.
This is the one.
I want to be Jason's thumb.
There's a lot of people that are vying for that. So you might have to fight somebody for that. So this one is the one that my producer did not get right. So there is a bar on a corner at Fort Lauderdale Beach called the Elbow Room.
Yes.
ELBO, right?
Yeah, yes.
I live
down the street from that bar.
Okay, well, it is. Then maybe you will get this. It is famous for its appearance in a particular movie that actually helped grow the spring break destination concept. What was the movie? Was it A, Clam Bake with Elvis Presley? Was it B, Where the Boys Are with Connie Francis and George Hamilton? Or was it Beach Blanket Bingo, C, with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon?
Let me ask my friend, where the boys are.
That is correct. He enters the elite group that has answered all 3, and we'll be sending you one of these lovely mugs. Very well done, Mickey. Very well done.
Nice.
I was actually like Googling things like what the name of the Fort Lauderdale High School team was, because I don't know these things. Like, yeah, I have to know that.
Well,
flying L's.
It's like that question where you get asked a bunch of, they talk to you about how many people get on and off a bus, and they go through about 5-6 different iterations. Then they ask you how many stops the bus made. So, you have to, there's usually a curve thrown in there. So I thought for sure the third one might catch you, but man, you lived right down the street. What are we going to do? I mean, you probably know everything about that place. Jason, I think it's your turn to play us a song.
Okay, great. I love getting these moments.
Well, we do this moment so everybody knows. We do this moment so it gives our guest a chance to get off camera for 3 or 4 minutes. And regroup and tune and get a beverage, whatever you need to do. And
urinate.
Or urinate. That's certainly an option. And so that's why we do this. It's really to give them a chance to get off screen for just a little bit.
Our first guest didn't get this option. We realized after we had him on, it was like, that guy was on camera for an hour.
And we get to go away every now and then, so it's unfair. So we're going to let Jason do a song. I do want to remind everyone one more time that there is a contest going on. So if you can post on Facebook the street address of Belcourt Taps, one of our new sponsors, the number in the street. You can win a gift certificate to Belcourt Taps for when you're in Nashville. If you're here, you can use it right away. All right. So, Jason, what are you going to do for us today?
I'm going to replay my what is it? Part of the Plan song.
Okay.
That where we introduce new things every time we get something going, and this one hasn't really been named yet, but here you go.
All right.
Stick a runaway kid, living on an edge, placing a bid for a better life down the road. One off the side stage, 2-bit band, making ends meet, working for the man, living a dream while you can. Keeping it all together, tearing the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of the plan. Real estate, bank account, pinstripe suit, making dirty deals, raking in the loot, pay the bills for the life you lead. Keeping it all together, tearing the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. You've been reaching for the ring all your life and never get more than scars for your strife. Take every penny from the man next door, and it won't be long till it leaves you on the floor. Keeping it all together, laying the system down. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. Keeping it all together, in a system, man. Meeting in the middle was never part of your plan. Oops, it was too fast for what I needed to do. Oh, you're muted, Mo.
He's back. Yeah, you were supposed to keep vamping.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I can't see what's happening off stage.
We caught him. Well, let's give him a chance to catch his breath. This is if you are interested in being on the show, this is how you do it. You just send us an email to weird@weirdpros.com. Send us links to your music, a good email, and your phone number. And we'll be in touch. No tracks. You have to perform it live. Unless in this case you have a world premiere video that we're going to show today. Unless you are quarantining together, we prefer solo until this crap is over. And the internet isn't instantaneous. So if we try to play it from two different places, it doesn't work as we found out early on.
I'm going to excuse my dancing from earlier during the Modern Irish Drinking song as to why I was off beat was because of the digital delay between White Plains and State College.
Okay, we'll go with that. Hey, before you play us your next song, Mickey, do you want to talk a little bit about the Oberon Theater Ensemble?
Oberon Theater Ensemble, those are some good friends of mine. I did Macbeth with them, the Scottish play, and the Twelfth Night. We did Twelfth Night. I did songs from the Twelfth Night with them. I did a bunch of stuff for that. Yeah, those are good guys.
That's fantastic.
That is
That's fantastic.
They're in
Must
there.
be fun to be involved.
They've been around. They've been around for years and years and years. And they used to do a Shakespeare thing every year. Brad Fryman's the guy that runs it. Good friends of mine.
Good.
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome.
Why don't you get us into another song, and then when we come back, we'll find out what you've got in that mug you keep showing us. How about that?
That sounds groovy.
Okay.
This one is a song that I perform regularly with my band. This Twilight Collusion, I play bass in a band, and this is a song that I brought to the table with that band. And it's called Seminova. And I wrote this on my honeymoon in Jamaica. Me and my wife stayed at a place called Goldeneye, which was the actual house and property that Ian Fleming, the guy that wrote all the James Bond books, owned. And the ironic thing is I wrote this song, and at one of our This Twilight Collusion shows, somebody said to me that they thought it sounded like a Bond theme. And I went, wow, that's friggin'
Influence.
Yeah. But this is my little pared down version of it.
Into the bar comes death with a maze, and through this labyrinth life explains. All cuts and bruises, all cats are gray. Omega Nebula, dawn-ending days. Souls roll around the Seminova, ghosts earthbound till they go. Love is not a heaven ocean. Dreams unreal until they're free. To me, deep in Jamaica, night by the sea, breathe undertaker's wind, whisper the breeze. Haunted by humans, death claims to be. Oh, rock a basin, lay down with me. Souls roll around the Seminova, ghosts earthbound till they go. Love is not a heaven ocean. Dreams unreal till they're free. To me,
My songs aren't very long. I don't have very long songs, so.
You're not going to believe this, but I just texted Jason and I said, you're writing in sort of the pop genre, and I said to him, and he does a really good job of keeping to the time frame that you want to write a song in the pop genre, because radio, if you ever want radio airplay, if you write that 12-minute song nowadays, or the Inagata Davida, it's not going to get airplay because they just don't do that anymore, and it's like it's very tough. Here in Nashville, they have everything you go to, they tell you, you have to keep it in at 3 minutes. If it's not 3 minutes, nobody's ever going to play it. It's a lie, because there are plenty of songs on the radio that are more than 3 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
That's where they want you to start, So
right.
it's a tough, but it's also an art form, because you have to tell that story. You have to tell a whole story.
Well, lots of times, I always come out usually at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And I read somewhere that was a perfect pop song. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, because that's where I regularly land. And I'm like, okay, that's great.
I recorded before I lived here, I came down here and recorded a song in a studio down here with a guy. And when we were done, he looked up and he was like, you wrote an exactly 3 minute song. And I was like, well, good. That wasn't I supposed to do.
Hit, right where he's supposed to hit.
Yeah. But also, I mean, you're used to, it seems like you do a lot of writing for theater as well. So, those songs don't necessarily have to tell the whole story either. They can tell a part of the story that moves the show along as well.
What Sondheim has said about writing for the theater, and I think it's very true, is when a character sings a song, it's when the emotion inside of them is just too much that words no longer suffice, that the soul has to sing. And I think that's a remarkably great way of putting it, actually.
Oh, yeah.
A great way.
It is a great way of putting it. Great way of putting it. So we want to ask you a little bit about some of your accolades at this point, because you have them. And
okay.
I'm looking at notes to figure there, but the 2009 MTTF Award.
International.
Yep. Oh, that was the MITF Award. That was for Insecurity. That was a musical that I wrote that I got the award for best lyrics in music. The show bombed, but I got an award, so that's pretty good.
Well, then it didn't completely bomb.
Yeah.
But and I have to say that as we listen, I'm sure as people are listening to your music and hearing your lyrical combinations, the theater background that you have really plays into your pop songs, because most pop songs do not use my psychology as part of the lyric and how they go together.
Well, maybe Rush might have. But, I got to tell you, like, for years and years and years, I've had this back and forth, because for the theater people, they used to tell me I was too rock, and the rock people used to tell me I was too theater. So I was always screwed, man. I was always screwed. I can't please anybody. So like Garden Party. What are you gonna do? You gonna please yourself. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. No. I mean, and we have Elizabeth asking about your Miami Vice experience.
Oh, it's too bad we don't have the clip ready for that. Actually, I was on Miami Vice when I was very, very young, and I played a drug dealer on a playground. And just the other day, they were on the Spanish channel, they're playing Vice, and my episode came on, and I was so excited, so I wanted to see like how I was dubbed, and then they cut my scene, and I was like, oh. So I won't be getting that 25 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
What's up with that?
No residuals. Nuts. Hey, so let's just see what are you drinking, Jason?
Oh, well, I decided to go back somewhat local. I am currently drinking Trogs Java Head Stout. So I'm not going to be going to sleep anytime soon, because it's made with coffee beans.
Oh, nice.
Nice. A beer that keeps you awake. Not at my age. I've got a Yazoo Pilsner. That the guy on there is Parker Daddy-O Hall. You'll have to buy the can and read the back of the can, figure out who he is. So that's me getting you to buy the beer. But this is a local Nashville brewery, Yazoo. They put out a lot of different types of beers, and they're sort of near downtown. So that's a Yazoo. What about you, Mickey?
I got my trusty Wolf and Warrior Brewing Company of White Plains. This is their Lightsaber with a dash of cider in a Cheers mug from Boston. So.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well,
cheers.
Fellas, yeah, here's to the show.
Cheers.
All right. I think you should give us another tune. Heath Lane is drinking Sam Adams Oktoberfest. He just posted up there. So somebody else is playing the game with us.
Nice. Let's see what else I got here. Hold on a second. Okay, so this one's woefully under-rehearsed, but we're going to give it a go anyway.
We like it. We like the risk takers.
Why the heck not? This, you can tell I'm a bass player because they always start out going, the bass lines first. But this is something I wrote about the pandemic too. And I put a video out not too long ago.
All right.
Sell me out for a cigarette. August is it to someone nearly Halloween. He lacks the courage to speak his mind, the daily briefing and the bottle of wine. I haven't seen a single smile in half a year. August, salting the earth. August, undo the curve. Fanning the flames on a burning streets. August, as the walls cave in, they stone relief. Never forget the fickle face of hate as you're at home and ruminates. But see that every devil gets a grim reprieve. August, salting the earth. August, undo the curve.
Jason, I muted you back up.
Oh! For once, I do the right thing, and what's he do?
Yeah, I screwed it up. I knew I was going to screw something up, but
Well,
that's a great song. And
That
I
is a
like
good song.
I like the whole construction. You know, I have to tell you, your chord changes are extremely interesting. They're not, you know,
Thank you.
they lend a quality to the songs that are. And the Bond song, by the way, I'm calling it the Bond song now. The Bond song, by the way, is definitely a show opener, a movie opener for a Bond movie. Definitely. Right. I could see that him coming and turning and shooting and the blood running over the eye. And then that song starts and it's like, yeah, it fits. It works.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's
Definitely.
Thank you.
Maybe you should make the pitch. I think there's a new Bond movie coming out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah,
So what I have to ask. The Baywatch Battle of the Bands.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Okay. So that was Mickey Zetts in
Okay.
'98. So Angela Thomas was in the band at that point.
Oh, okay.
And my boy Steve Raines was in the band. Then Steve's the guy that I've been doing new songs with over the last couple months. Every time I put something out, Steve's been the one helping me produce it. And of course, Eddie Gresley and Ed Etheridge were in the band then. And we entered this contest, and we were kind of had like a wacky sort of thing going on with like the semi-goth but semi-wacky thing. So we wore 1920s style bathing suits to the Baywatch Battle of the Bands, with the whole thing down, and did our show. And we actually won because I think they were just sort of like, "What the f is this? Crazy." So
it was like 20 years before you had like the postmodern jukebox to go on to like run off of.
Well, this was supposed to be like a big thing. We were supposed to get a record contract. Like when we won this thing, we thought we had it made in the shade, baby. And then they came back and they're like, "Yeah, well, the record company, they just want to give you a couple grand." We're like, "Okay, I guess we'll take the grand, take the money."
That'll work.
Yeah.
That's fun. It just brought visions of David Hasselhoff like judging your Battle of the Bands.
I wish,
When I read it, I was just kind of like, this might have been weird. So we had to check in and ask.
No, it wasn't that cool. It wasn't that cool.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's absolutely.
Do you have another one that you can do before we get to your video?
Yeah. I can
have another one ready. Let's do another song live, and then we will take a look at the new video for the new
video.
song. Yeah.
Cool.
Because we're kind of excited about that, and but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. Like now, I want to try to sustain that suspense. Yep.
I got
so
you.
go ahead. What do you got for us?
Well, the last song that I did, and this one I'm about to do are also available on my YouTube channel. So that last one was August. This one's called Blue, and this one's also available on Spotify and Apple Music and all that sort of groovy stuff. Nobody home, nothing to do, no one out on the streets, well, no one you knew. So you got to drink whiskey if you don't want to drown in blue. You loved her so, you know it's true. She won't be back again, well, you knew that too. So you got to drink whiskey you don't want to drown in blue. Oh, you may have had the greatest of intentions, sitting home creating them inventions. But someday when they leave the better passions, someday when they die, who'll know you were alive? The night is young, so are you. So go ahead and wait for your act two and have yourself a whiskey. Yeah, punch some pots and parts and garla down until you miss me. That's why you should prepare. Yeah, gotta drink whiskey if you don't wanna drown in blue.
Excellent.
Nice. Well, I put you on the spot there, so
Okay.
no worries.
That's all right.
No, it's a great song. It's a great song, and once again, the way it's structured is fantastic. I mean, you keep hitting that mark.
Yeah, and the surprise chord exchange as you bounce from one space to the other, you give it a nice, unexpected turn that fits perfectly with the story you're telling musically.
Thank you.
That's and you always have. It's always that like, okay, we're moving along. Whoa, oh, that's cool. It's just
I think it comes from certain of my influences. Michael Nesmith as a songwriter does that a lot. And it's something that I was a big fan of his when I was very young. And so especially his guitar playing style kind of was ingrained in me a lot.
Right.
So I got some of that.
It's
cool.
If you get a chance and you have Sirius XM, Dwight Yoakam does a show called Greater Bakersfield every now and then, and he does it every week, I guess. But a while back, he had Mike Nesmith on, and then he had Mike Nesmith and Mickey Dolenz on together, and Mike talking about the way the music scene on the West Coast was evolving at that time, and some of the players and the people that were involved with. You might want to try and catch that. I would recommend it to all our viewers too. It's actually pretty educational about how a lot of the West Coast sound developed and the Bakersfield kind of sound. But it's pretty cool and it's interesting, especially if you're into Mike Nesmith. He's just listening to him talk about a lot of that music is pretty crazy, and a lot of the playing that he did. So.
Yeah. I like that whole story that they was that documentary not too long about Echo in the Canyon. All fascinating stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Very good. That's an excellent documentary. Well, you know what it's time for? It's time to watch the new music video by Mickey Zetts. Yes. So we're going to play this for you. We'll be back after the video's over, but this is The Flames by Mickey Zetts.
I turn to flame. I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything I turn to flame. I get up to the sound of men banging on the tins of the roof again. I get up so they know I'm not afraid. I get out to the border town, 5 miles wide, now it's all loud, and it's strange that I never see the flames. I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything turn to flame. I said, I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything turn to flame. I get up to the sound of men banging on the tins of the roof again. I get up so they know I'm not afraid. I get out to the border town, 5 miles wide, now it's all we're allowed, and it's strange how I never see the flames. I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything turn to flame. I said, I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything turn to flame. I don't ever want to live without you. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to see the world around you. Watching everything turn to flame. 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 Watching everything turn to flame.
Excellent.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So, so the co-producer on that, Steve, is it Rains?
Stephen Rains.
Ryan?
Stephen Rains.
Stephen Rains.
Yep.
Yeah, great production, great song. There's comments on here
Yep.
right now coming through from some folks loving that song. Walter says
Sergio
Sergio
Leone needs this.
Sergio Leone.
Nice.
It's
I
the
think-
next
I think-
Clint Eastwood. It's the next Clint Eastwood.
I
theme
think when
song.
you actually film something for it, you need the poncho and the little wild thing.
You know what? I would like anybody out into like Montana that lives in the middle of the nowhere to just go out and just shoot me some footage of just the beautiful
Yeah.
country, and that's all I'd have for the song. I would just have that, and I think that would just work. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it has
there
to
you
be
go.
anything crazy.
Anybody in Wyoming, you have your assignment. So
Yes, just let me know.
get on it. Well, we're at that time where we're going to wrap up, but we'll ask you to stick around for a little bit after we go down from live, and we'll wrap up with you. But I do want to say thank you so much, and I am so happy, to hear the songs that we heard today. They're outstanding.
Thank you
And,
very much, guys.
I think you're a great songwriter. So.
Yeah.
And obviously other people do too, because they've given you awards. We don't have any awards to get out necessarily, but
Well,
we would.
we got a gift certificate to Belcourt Taps, and that's
There you go.
I got some awards, guys, but I don't got any money.
But hey, thank you, Mickey. I know I reached out to you really early, and thank you for putting the effort into to find it in you to come into the show.
Absolutely.
This is a wonderful experience.
Thank you so much for having me. In fact, I would love to come and do it again sometime. I got more stuff coming out this year, and I'd love to come back and chat with you and just hang out because it's a great time.
Well,
Awesome.
definitely get in touch with us when you're ready to do that, and we'll obviously have you back on. And if you know of any other, songwriters that might be interested, certainly pass it along. And but we really do appreciate it. And thanks to our viewers for watching. We're glad to hear from you on the Facebook comments, and we're glad to see that you're watching, and we hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. Gives everybody a chance to play a little bit in front of other people, including two knuckleheads who sort of just are making it up as they go along. But so just remember, everyone, as Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, when the going gets weird,
the weird turn pro.
Nicely done, Jason. All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great one. Thank you.